This call is now being recorded.
So, very good morning, sir. Ria, this side.
Good morning, Ria. Good morning, Himanshi.
Good morning, sir. I'm Himanshi.
Good
And we
morning,
are the
Himanshi.
MBA students from our DICE. And today we are privileged to have an opportunity to interact with you.
It's my pleasure. It's always a pleasure interacting with the promising students, and if I'm able to guide with whatever knowledge or I have, I'll be happy to.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, so before starting up the interaction, I wish to share small glimpse of about RDICE. So, can I start, sir?
Sure, please.
So, RDICE is a credit with A plus grade by NAAC. RDICE is a category A plus institute judged by SFRC, Government of NCRT NCT of Delhi. The institute has awarded highest category A grade by Joint Assessment Committee of GGSIPU and Commitment of Higher Education, Government of NCT of Delhi. Institute offers BBA and MBA programs.
Sir, with a little research, we get to know you are the founder and CEO of Consultancy Ventures. Also, you are accomplished professional, thought leader, and thought influencer. I mean, you have been awarded as Best Startup Supported at India's first Tech Startup Conclave in 2022 by All India Council of Robotics and Automation. Along with that, you have been awarded as an Entrepreneur of Year 2022 by Business Connect magazine. It is indeed an recommendable experience, sir, and it makes us very excited to meet you virtually and have a conversation with you.
It's
So,
my pleasure. Thank you so much.
can we start the interaction? And
Please. Sure.
here's
Yeah.
my first question to you, sir. To begin with, could you please tell us something about yourself and your organization, Consultancy Ventures?
Well, I did my engineering, then I did my MBA from Delhi University in finance, and then I started a business of IIT entrance coaching, and that did quite well. We had 800 students and three centers by 2006. That's when the competition started coming in. Akash, IIT JEE, FITG, and Narayana Institute, Chaitanya Institute, they started coming in North Delhi, and that's when I decided to sell my business. I sold it to Narayana Institute in 2006, and then after that, since finance was always my bread and butter, I joined the corporates. So my first corporate was Deloitte and Touche, uh, where I was in the financial advisory practice. Post that, I was in Brand Capital, which was the Times of India's venture arm, and then I was in two treasuries, 15,000 crore Aircel Central Treasury, and then I raised $3 billion of debt for MTS, the Russian telecom company, and then I was CFO with the Distribution Logistics, that's a company owned by Guggenheim Partners. Consultancy Ventures was started in 2016. We support startups and growth stage companies in technology and non-technology sectors. As you said, we won this award 4 months back, and we are also a venture advisor with Loyal VC, which is a INSEAD-led Canadian VC fund having a core portfolio of over 220 investments in more than 50 countries. I've done more than 200 webinars, and uh, I'm happy to be on your interview today.
And I do have a question. I mean, since the starting, you are more like into startups and supporting the startups. So, what make you like change your mind to join the corporate?
So what happens is that you have to see the market realities. So at in 2006, we already had three centers and 800 students. Now at that time, we got four competition fresh coming in: Akash, Fitji,
Akash.
Narayana, and Chaitanya. So my options was either put in more money in the business, fight it out, or you take an exit. And I thought that even if I put in more business, fighting four competitors who are very well funded, who have deep pockets. I thought it's better to exit, and that's why I shifted to Deloitte and Touche.
Understood. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So, sir, my second question is, how was your first job experience, and how did you manage your first work profile?
I was in Deloitte and Touche, and the big four companies globally are Deloitte and Touche, Ernst and Young, KPMG, and PricewaterhouseCoopers. I had already done my summer trainings in PricewaterhouseCoopers, so I knew a bit about how that company works. But while joining Deloitte and Touche, I used to be a person who believed in learning there every day, because if you are working in a big four, you get to learn so much. So they had international data available on the website from Deloitte US, Deloitte UK, and you could take all the best practices framework from there. And so I worked in how to value companies, the valuation. Then one of the persons there, he said, I want you in my team for due diligence. So I learned due diligence. Then somebody said, I want you in my team for private equity. So I learned how investors issue term sheets. So it was a very all round experience. Frankly speaking, my real MBA was when I worked in Deloitte and Touche. My real learning of financial models, of working in on real life situations, it was in Deloitte and Touche. And the culture of the company is such that the more work you take, the more responsibilities you get. And even if you are the youngest, they will not shy away from giving you a front ended role. If you are good, they will say, go and deal the client, which is the most difficult part. So I saw this guy who came there. Like, I was always too much into desk work. I used to do the financial models, and I used to do the reports. Um so this guy was, I think he had 2 years of experience post SPGen MBA. They put him straight away into client servicing, because this guy was so good in dealing with people. And so it was a huge opportunity for me, and I was lucky because 6 years of business experience and then getting into a mid manager role in a big four company, it was not easy. I was lucky. And till date, whatever I have learned at Deloitte, I'm using it. So that's what Deloitte was like.
So, thank you, sir, for
Thank
this question.
And here
you.
goes our next question. How does your day look like as a CEO?
My day is, I wake up, I do my two exercises. One is pranayam, and one is I do go for a small walk. But my day begins early at 9 a.m. And usually I don't start my day by looking at the mobile, because in the morning you need some peaceful time. But as soon as my I open my mobile, my day just starts like straight away, and I can see, oh no, this mail is there. And I talk to my team members in the morning as to what are the targets for today. And in case of those people who are self motivated, you don't need to talk to them every day. And so we work on four things basically. One is our social media strategy. Second is, as part of our social media strategy, the webinars which I have to do, the research for those webinars. Second is the business development. So I have to speak to the clients. So my team tells me, sir, we have already spoken to this client, but now you should speak to him in the final stages. Then the third is investor connect. So we keep on speaking with investors as to what they want, in which type of company they want to invest. And the fourth is, after we sign up, then client servicing. So all these are parts of the same investment banking business. But if you want to be successful in a services business, you have to be hands on. You have to know which client is doing what member of your team is doing what, and you can utilize technology as much as possible. So WhatsApp is the favorite platform. Email has become passe, and just like Facebook has become passe, and Instagram is the latest platform.
Right.
Similarly, you have to know very well which technology you can use for a boutique size company. So we use all these technologies as well.
I mean, also, how do you connect all those other, I mean, clients, and how do you get to know their strategies? What are the things
So
you
what
use?
happens is, once a prospective customer comes to us, we understand his business. And while understanding his business, because we keep on dealing with so many different companies, so we get to know that where this there is a gap in this business. So once we sign up with the client, I have three teams. One is the pitch deck making team, one is the financial model team, and one is the valuation team. So we have separate calls with the clients with each of these teams. And when the client is discussing the business, we are telling him that for creating the documentation, we need these all areas. So the business plan starts coming out. And while we are making the document, the business plan starts getting uh, perfected. So that's how it happens. Once the document is ready, then the client also has taken leaps of knowledge, and he has also taken leaps of faith in what more he can do and what he is doing wrong. So that's a whole process which takes around 15 to 20 days.
Okay, understood. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So, sir, while researching about you, we came across that you were awarded with Best Startup Supporter. How is Startup Supporter different from just funding a startup?
Startup supporter, see, if suppose Himanshi, you start a company today, what all do you need? It is not only the money. Maybe your initial money can be given by your friends and family because they have faith in you. But you need how to go about things, how to recruit the team, what is the right talent I need for my team, what is the product I am creating. Is there a market for the product which you are going to create? That's the biggest question. So we have certain stages. One is proof of concept. After proof of concept comes minimum viable product. After minimum viable product comes product market fit. So when you progress on these stages, you realize you need money, you need business relationships, you need the orders, right? And you need business know how, you need knowledge, you need best practices which are followed by other companies, not only in India but also abroad. So business know how, business relationships, funding. So mentoring is a part of all this exercise, because as a founder, you are it's very lonely at the top. You can't really have total friendship with your team, because end of the day you are leading them.
Right.
So
Yes, sir.
it's a discipline, it's a responsibility. So having a good culture in your team is good, but end of the day you have to lead them. So all these things, it's I would say that anybody who comes to me, I sign up for 3 months. But let me tell you, even in 3 months, life is really not short. And having your own company, it you know uh, I read yesterday a very good quote, that having your own startup is riding on on a lion, and if you fall asleep, the lion will eat you. So so what I'm trying to say is that ये स्टार्टअप वालों को बहुत हेल्प चाहिए होती है, और हम लोग इट रिक्वायर्स लॉट ऑफ पेशेंस. Not many people have the patience that they bang their heads for new business, but that's our job, that's what we love doing, so that's what we do.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So here's my next question to you. What, according to you, are the must-have qualities that a person should have to you become a successful CEO?
Well, the first of all, the thing is, don't try to do everything yourself. Delegate. Steve Jobs, his videos are legendary. People see his 5-minute video and they learn what they learned in 5 years. So Steve Jobs said once, you as a founder, there will be always an urge in you to do the thing yourself, because clearly this person is making a mistake and you know what is the mistake. But you will never be able to build a team, you will never be able to build a culture if you don't guide that person where he is doing wrong, where his thought process is wrong. And so, you have to delegate. That's the first thing. Second thing, don't believe in perfection. Business models keep on changing, products keep on changing. End of the day is the customer who's the king.
Right.
You might have three versions of your products, each priced differently. And maybe after some point in time, you might close one product and you add a new different product. So always keep on evolving. Don't look for perfection. First is delegation. Second is don't look for perfection.
Perfection.
Third thing is application of knowledge. It is not about pure knowledge. Knowledge is only useful till the point how you can implement it. So keep on learning new things, keep on applying them, and make mistakes, have failures. Give yourself the space. I will have a lot of failures. Love yourself, because it's very lonely at the top. So I think these three things are there. There are many other things, but in my mind, when it comes to the important factors while starting up, then these three things are most critical.
Indeed, I do really agree, and we will definitely implement this in future.
Nice.
So, sir, being an experienced professional in the industry, how did your educational qualification help you shape your career?
Well, I did my engineering in textiles because one of my relatives had a 250 crore plant in Surat. So my family thought I can handle that. But when I was doing my engineering, I have been a voracious reader. I read 3 hours every day. Since the last 30 years, I'm reading 3 hours every day. So I used to read, and I said the world is led by two areas, the, technology and finance. So I took a fascination for it. And I said, okay, I'm doing textiles, I'm in the fourth year, but I will not live in textiles. So I started preparing for MBA. Then I got through MBA finance in University of Delhi. And that's what shaped me. After I went into finance, I learned the whole world of finance. I mean, finance is a huge field. You have stock markets, you have mutual funds, you have venture capital, you have treasury operations, you have forex operations, you have derivatives, you have investments in bonds, in commodities, in cryptocurrency, you have corporate finance. Finance is huge. And because I loved finance, my life gave me back uh, with all its possibilities. I have worked in 5 companies, all different areas of finance. One is the consultant side at Deloitte, then is the buy side at Brand Capital, then treasury operations at Aircel, then debt at MTS, and lastly, I was CFO at a company which was owned by a private equity, $200 billion private equity fund. So main thing is whatever knowledge you are taking nowadays, let me tell you a inside tip. Content is free. Even the best content taught in Harvard Business School. I have done a leadership studies from Harvard Business School also. Best content which they teach you in the best Ivy League colleges, that is available on the internet. You should be willing to upskill yourself and cross skill yourself. If you are willing, content is not an issue. But how do you use that content? Don't fall in love with the content, because if you fall in the love with the content, then the right career for you is a teaching career. Become a professor or do some research in colleges. But if you want to make use of that content, then you should know the application of that content. For example, again, I'll talk about Steve Jobs. There was a huge conference happening, and one guy who used to work in a particular product within Apple, he stood up to ask a question, and he looked in so much of anger. And Steve Jobs, the kind of person he was, he picked up a chair. He, to defend him. He's saying something, "Ye to marega mujhe," and he put down the chair. And this guy said, "I am a part of this division, this product, and this product can rule the world. And Apple is not putting in money in this product. Why?" And then he gave two bad things about Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs did not take it negatively. He said, "Every technologist is passionate as to the technology he's creating. I understand that. But if my customer is not ready to pay for that technology is useless for me." So, application of knowledge, that's where our education system also it falls a bit. Main thing is application of knowledge.
So, I do have a question. I mean, since we are, first year students, like, I mean, do you want to help us and guide? I mean, do you want to guide us, like, which direction can we go? I mean, in finance itself, there are so many opportunities, because right now it is so much of confusion in our heads, like, which is the best stream for us in future. So, as you being a recommendable performer and with huge experience, do you want to guide us? Like, what do we do?
No, definitely. I mean, see, end of the day, in there is only one life, and it will pass in decades. You will look back, you say 10 years passed. Then you will look back and say 10 more years passed. So you should only be do what you love doing. If you do what you love doing, every morning you will get up very fresh, you'll feel like going to office, and life will be super smooth, and money will follow. When it comes to finance, let me tell you, finance is a very exciting field. It is very research driven. And if you have a hang of the numbers, then you work on the financial modeling side. So, how to build models, how to make business plans on Excel, work in a big four company, or work in an investment bank like Morgan Stanley, ICICI Lombard, ICICI Prudential, or you can work in Axis Capital, or the best ones in the globe are Goldman Sachs.
Goldman
uh,
Sachs.
or if you are even more passionate about understanding how to strategize businesses, then you work in Bain, then you work in BCG, Boston Consulting Group, then you work in McKinsey. And I can assure you, if you work in these companies, within 2 to 5 years, you will have your own brand value in the market. People will poach you, and you will get opportunities. Venture capital fund guy will tell you, "You have 5 years of experience in BCG, Bain, and McKinsey. Take my money and open a company." So, within finance, if you are not a number cruncher, if you are a number cruncher, then you should do CFA and join a venture capital fund or investment bank. If you are not a number cruncher, then you are a business development person, but a very talented, skillful business development person who understands the business because you are from finance. It is a big a skill to be able to understand finance and not necessarily be a number cruncher. So you can work as a business development person in investment banks, in a normal bank, like private sector banks, or you can work in mutual fund industry. You can sell mutual funds, or you can. There is no end to it. You can work in a venture capital fund as well, but for that, you'll have to prove yourself first, because they really take the best of the best. So you'll have to probably do a CFA after this, from the US institution.
And we can do it like, because even I am planning to move to Canada, because previously I was planning, but due to some documentation purpose it didn't happen, but still it is in my checklist that I have to move.
Yeah, you should definitely. I mean, nowadays Canada is calling skillful people. If you get the requisite number of points, they will take you. And there are a lot of jobs there,
Exactly.
and you can study also there.
And even the return of investment is excellent, that what I have
Yeah.
searched.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, you will be earning in dollars, so you'll be a king back in India.
Yes. Okay, so thank you, sir, for this wonderful question, and thank you for answering all my
Thank you.
doubts. So
Thank you.
here we go to our next question. Like, what would be your suggestion or the biggest advice for the management students like us? I mean, of course.
See, if you are doing management after taking some experience, then you will know the value of what you are learning. If you are doing it directly after graduation, uh, let me tell you, just keep yourself aligned more with the corporates, so that you know, okay, organizational behavior, I was learning this, and this is the true meaning of this learning. So, and always go behind case study approach, at how this situation was tackled, how this situation can be tackled. Your brain starts working to solutions. And nowadays corporates are inside colleges, so you have entrepreneurship development cells. So just keep yourself always facing the corporate. And for management, I will say that the biggest quality which makes a CEO what he is or she is management skills. How do you lead your team? Delegation. And how does a leader function? A good leader. So a leader is the one who puts sticks his neck out, and he raises his hand, and he says, I will do it. And then he starts doing it. And then somebody else says, why are you doing it? This is a thankless job. He says, I will do it. And then one person starts following him. Then second person starts telling him, I am with you. Then the whole, it becomes a movement. Just by your gut, by your courage, you become a leader. You have to stick your neck out. There will be failures, and you will be blamed because you stuck your neck out. But each failure will leave you a stronger person. It will not kill you. Anything which does not kill you makes you stronger. So become a leader, take responsibilities. There are 20% people in any corporates who are the ones, the backbone of the company. The work gravitates towards them. But because these people are actually managing the company and 80% are followers, these people get the maximum support from the followers, because the followers feels a lot of security that I'm aligned with this leader. So become that 20%. And companies will fail, business keeps on changing, sector keeps on changing, COVID comes, 40% companies shut down. But what stays in you is what you did, and how you handled the situation, and how you never backed out. That thing will always remain inside you, no matter which company it is. So from the management, uh, pick out the hard skills and the soft skills. The hard skills are, for example, cost accounting, for example, management accounting, for example, organizational behavior. These are the hard skills. You can just learn them by seeing a book. Focus on soft skills also. Lead your teams at entrepreneurship development cell, like you two are taking my interview, so you are kind of in the forefront. Keep on doing this. Keep on facing towards the industry. This is my advice to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for giving this question. So my next question is, what goal does your company have for the next 5 years?
See, the next 5 years, we want to open some more foreign offices, and we want to morph into a VC fund. So we will raise our first round of 250 crores very soon, and we will start investing from our own book. Right now, we are investing with third-party investors, and we already have an office in Singapore and Dubai, but we will open soon in US and UK. And I personally, my personal goals in the next 5 years is that I want to I have already done some preparation on that. I want to have my own podcast, two podcasts. One is a financial podcast. It is called Right, that's the name. And the second thing is it's a spiritual podcast, because I have been attending Bhagavad Gita classes since the last 2 years. So I want to do some spiritual podcast also. It's called Aradhya. And I want to start doing these two podcasts maybe in the next. The format is has already gotten ready. We are just working on some last minute touches. Should be doing that from 1st January onwards.
Nice.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so moving ahead, I the next question will be, does your company offer any internship opportunities or any training for management student? If yes, then we'll be delighted to learn from you.
Yes, yes, we do offer internship opportunities. In fact, right now I'm looking at hiring two interns. So we can talk about it, and definitely you can share the CVs with me. And if my openings align with what the students at your college want to do, happy to take them.
Sure. Do you have any criteria? Like, suppose if the student is from different stream, or maybe have some different background in the CV, will you accept that, or any particular thing that you are looking in the CV?
See, I'm looking at a person who always tells himself, "I can learn anything anytime."
Perfect.
And that is, there is a term which goes in our industry. It is called hire for attitude, train for skills. So whatever hard skills I need to train, I can train, but the soft skills I cannot train. So if you are giving me the right attitude person, then I can make him or her learn. And if you don't want to do hardcore finance, I can put you in non-finance work. I mean, it's up to you.
All right, understood. Thank you so much. We'll definitely, I'll ask my professors, they will definitely get in touch with you.
Sure.
Thank you.
So, sir, I have to ask one question. So you give internships in finance only, or in HR or marketing or in IT also?
We have five core areas in the company. One is documentation, and documentation includes hardcore finance also. But it is more about monitoring the work which my team is doing. It is monitoring the quality. It is not so much about creating it. The second thing is social media and business development. So there are webinars and events and talks which I do. So sometimes we have to do the research and create a presentation. Then we have to put our video snippets on social media and ensure that the engagement level is high. I want at least 20 comments on my posts, rather than looking at 500 likes on an Instagram. So that is the second thing. Third part is dealing with investors. That is a full-time activity. We have to keep good relationships with investors. Fourth is whatever new customers come in, there is a business development team, and we have to talk to the new customers, convert them into clients, and then start servicing them, which means sending them regular information. And you have to be on some calls where the business is getting discussed. And the last thing is HR role, where you have to work on the team. But HR, we are a small company, so it is not a very well defined role as of now.
Right.
Thank you, sir, for giving this answer.
Thank you.
So my next question and last question is, given the unpredictability of COVID-19 situation, how should one be stayed relevant in the job market?
See, uh, we are seeing uh, a market in which technology changes every 6 months, and
Yeah.
new business models come, right? And now we have Web3 and Metaverse. Just some time back, we used to have crypto, and so it keeps on changing. So if you want to keep up with the trends, then there are two things. One is be good in what you are doing. So you are a good number cruncher, so that will help you in whichever industry, but you should be good in it. Second, always upskill and cross skill yourself. Always keep on adding to your skills. Always be relevant. Always read about read your story every day. Look what businesses are getting funded. Read the McKinsey journal every day, McKinsey knowledge journal. uh, Read some articles from there. The best publication to read is Forbes. So if you read Forbes articles, you get the latest information and in simple words. So you can do that. You can also have a look at our blog at consultancy.com. We have a blog on the new sectors. There are articles, and then there are more than 250 videos of mine on different sectors on my website and on YouTube. If you search my name, Tushar Kansal, you'll be able to find that. So uh, again, the advice is the same. Be in the front and stay connected.
Right.
That is my advice to you. And Ria is going to Canada, so Himanshi, you can probably stay back and work for development of India.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so thank you so much for this question, and I believe this is going to be our last question.
Sure.
So let's, Himashi, let's end this.
Yeah, definitely. So again, we wish to heartily thank you for sparing your valuable time for us. It
Hmm.
would indeed an insightful and an interactive conversation, and we will surely look forward to have a long-term association with you.
Thank you so much. I believe that talking to you and talking with Sonali ji, I believe that there is so much of passion in you guys uh, to learn, to succeed, and all I want to say is always stay s- confident,
Right.
believe in yourself. And our education system, it is little bit crappy, and it does not really throw out the right winners. So so believe in yourself. And to all the people who are looking hearing this interview today, I'll tell them that I took antidepressants for 7 years, and it has been 8 years since I'm off depressants, and I'm perfectly fine. So life is short. Live it one day at a time. Forget about the past. The future is still not here. Work on the present, and believe in yourself. Stay smiling. We are working because we want to be happy. So, happiness is the main goal. And thank you so much for having me again.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your wonderful experience with us. We will definitely apply what you are means your skills and what you said about your experience.
Thank you so much. Have a good day. And thank you for having me again.
Thank you. So
Thank you,
pleasure is
sir.
all us. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day ahead.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye.
Okay.
So